welcome back to another video. Today I will be showcasing the new JJS update. Recently they updated for April Fools, in which they changed all the names to brain rot names except for Meme, and they added a few things. First of which, they added Jane Juliet, or Ryo Ishigori, and I'll be showcasing his moveset now. He has his R special, or actually no, I'll show you the Granite Blast first. So first he has Granite Blast, which has a variant for hold, which shoots a bigger blast, and then an air variant, and then an air hold variant. And you'll notice now that every time I did that, a bar increased, and now my head is steaming. I can press my R special to pull out a comb and fix my hair. And all beam-based attacks of his will increase that meter. Also, this is the animation that plays if the meter is not full. Here is Unsatisfied. Okay, hold on, I messed that up. Unsatisfied. Second Helping. Pretty sure Second Helping, I think one of them has an air reaction, I think. Nope. And then Appetizer. No air variants. And then next is his ult, Every Last Drop. Bow. Which you'll notice will immediately fill up your meter. But what happens when you do something else? So if instead of having an empty meter like I do right now, where my meter isn't even showing up, wait a minute, I just kind of fill my meter up a little, you know, like right about there, and I just kind of use Every Last Drop again, something else will happen. You'll notice I now have different moves. Ryu now has an incomplete ultimate. Bing. This is his first move, What Are You After? Or What Are You After? Jeez, I thought that said What Are You for a minute. Then there's I Had No Idea. And this is what dessert tastes like. You only have to hit that last swing to get this, by the way. And fun fact, while in this ultimate, you lose access to your beam moves and your R special becomes useless, but instead, you become immortal until your ult meter runs out. But every time you get hit at 1 HP, your ult meter depletes rapidly. And then, here are his M1s, and then his M1s with meter. Oh wait, hold on, I actually had Unsatisfied. M1's with meter. He shoots like a little laser. Next, I will be showing the domain clashing. Alright, here we go. Oh wait, hold on, I missed. If you're wondering, I had to create a domain clash move so I could set this up. So all domains are compatible, and it'll create a visual sort of like this. There is no limit to how many domains can clash at a time. And to win the clash, you'll notice when you punch people, this little meter fills up. You want to have the most meter by the end of the clash. If you look, whoever's domain opened, since I opened Infinite Void, I win. And I just get a automatic void because I won this. And again, all domains are compatible. You can do Hikari's domain with Gojo's domain, Higuruma's domain, and I also set up this should randomize it. Oh, we both got embodiment of self-perfection. And sometimes when two people with the same domain clash, it does that. But again, you just win the clash like this. I was gonna try and show y'all different, like, clash variations, but it's not going so well. Alright. Let's go again. Alright, look. This is what I was trying to show y'all. All domains are compatible, even ones that have never clashed in the show or in the manga. But if you look, Time Soul Moon Palace, Authentic Mutual Love, and it's the same principle for everything. I win, and then it's just automatically like I have the... And the domains will function completely normally except for two. There are two that have special properties when it comes to winning a clash. Higuruma's and Hikari's domain have special properties inside of them. When Higuruma wins a domain clash, he automatically gets 1 point to the trial. And when Hikari wins a domain clash, his first Riichi scenario is a guaranteed jackpot. Though I will say this domain is going for an awfully long time. There it is. Here's another one just to kind of show y'all. I will say Malevolent Shrine clashes look really funny. I haven't tested what happens if you just like let the timer run out. It's either going to be randomized or they both collapse. Let's see. They both collapse. They also added beam clashing. So if you do to go to someone like JJKOC. Alright, and now to showcase the beam clash. That is not what I meant to do. Alright, attempt 2. Instead I gotta hit Jinmaida. I might want to step out of the way for this part. But if you look, they clash here in the center. And then whichever beam either was activated last or is considered stronger will win the clash and damage the opponent. Vessel buff in about 30 years, in which TZE gave Cursed Strikes an extra a .0052 damage increase, and made Manji Kick able to counter anything. One of these buffs for April Fools was the ability to counter domain. And I don't know if it's all domains or just Time Cell Moon Palace. But if you look, just standing in here, I'll walk all the way over here. I'm not even gonna do anything, I'm just gonna press Manji Kick. Manji Kick. And you can... It doesn't matter, like, you'll still take damage from the domain, but that will happen. Also, you can technically clash using 0.2 second domain. You can technically clash with this domain. Okay, now I want to make this clear. When I say you can technically domain clash, I mean when you're doing this and two domains clash, if you time it correctly, your animation will technically pop up in there. Denkai. And then you can't like clash with them, but you do technically own the domain. You do technically get a domain tag during it. So your domain is included in the animation as if it is clashing alongside the other domains. So it plays this same animation. What I mean by Manji Kick can counter everything is it can counter everything. Watch this. Anyways, thank y'all for watching this video. I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace, bye-bye, subscribe. Ya boy out.